row, and to his right and on your left is the blue and white Zaxby Celine of Jarek Yanis. As the pace car pulls aside, we're going racing at Dijon when the starter gives the green, and there they go, pedal to the metal and straight down the front, straight towards this right turn, already stringing out and jockeying for position. Yanis leads it, Davis in second place. It's Philip Peter on the inside being squeezed by Anthony Kumpen in the Corvette. Kumpen trying round the outside to stay with the Aston Martin, but you could see it bouncing around there as he went offline. Didn't work for him, and it didn't happen, and he's got Andrea Piccini jumping up and down behind him. Behind that is the number 1 Maserati, that's Michael Bartels, and behind that is 23, another Aston Martin, that's Fabio Babini, and then the Lamborghini making its return to the championship and coming back at about the level we left it last time we saw it. It was there or thereabouts. It's not quite on front running pace, but it's looking stronger every time it comes out. That looked like 4 wheels off the track, and that's really quite naughty indeed. That is the leading, in fact only, G2 car, let's get it clear, in this race. The Gilles Vertigo Belgian entry, Bas Leinders at the wheel, and it runs in G2 instead of GT2, because it is a GT2 car, and you haven't got enough. He is definitely qualified. Here's your race leader though. This is Jarek Yanis, and look, he is 10 seconds clear of Jamie Davis in second place, and the big gap then is back to 3rd, 4th, 5th, where it's all still fairly close. So this looking very good. That is the race leader, or it was the race leader. That's Jarek Yanis in the gravel trap. That looks like the end of turn 1, and that looks like a very dispirited Jarek Yanis. I don't know what he's waiting for, a push obviously. He's obviously tried to get that car going and failed.
Up in the gravel, what happened?
Yeah, exactly. Was without any problems, and the Maserati went out, and he was right behind me. He just didn't brake, and the first corner hit me off. It's not really fair racing like that, you know. If you're far away, you are much more quicker, and then come Maserati and just hit you off. For what reason? I really don't understand what kind of thinking he's doing.
To minimise the problems in the car and try and get it back out with Tim Mullen happy in the driving seat. Is this a pass? This is Carl Wendinger. Yes, it is. This is how to do it at the end of turn 1. Delatraz doesn't want him to, tries to keep him out, but Jean-Denis Delatraz, harsh but fair, and didn't close the door on him, and really didn't have an answer to that. And that 33 car looking quicker than it ever has this year. The whole team's been saying it's getting better. It is now Target Maserati, and he's coming up behind one of the Felbermeyer Porsches, who have been the strength of the Porsche field this year. And I think Wendlinger was hoping to use that as an opportunity, but it didn't happen for him. And 66 moving aside to let the both of them through, and there it is. This is the other place you can overtake here at Parabolique, and he's done it. And look at that, Andrea Bertolini makes no fuss about it whatsoever. Went wide in the corner. He's harrying him up the hill now, but Bertolini knew it was inevitable and it was going to happen there or somewhere else. Didn't need the blue flag to tell him that Wendlinger is in a much quicker phase of his race than...
I'm sorry for Sasha Bert. I think he was in the car. Yanis.
What happened there?
I'm really sorry. I was much faster than him, as you can see in the lap time. I just came beside him inside at the end of the straight in a very fast point. We arrived in the first turning. He came into my car. He tried to close the door, but I was there, and I touched him. I'm sorry for him.
Behind now, into the pits comes the number 9 Celine. Sasha Bert handing over to Jarek Yanis. He's showing as second on the leaderboard, but only because he was the last to make his pit stop. So when he goes out, he'll be back in 7th place. The cars do have to last just about 3 hours, but it is sprint racing from green light to pit stop, and 33 with number 1 on its tail. This is all about position. This is second place at stake here. Michael Bartels chasing the Race Alliance Aston Martin up over the hill as Jarek Yanis attacks number 24. That's Christian Pescatore at the wheel now after the pit stops, and he's looking very quick indeed, and he's in a big hurry, as you can see. But where can he find the way to get through? The GT2 Ferrari moves aside. Yanis wants to go around the outside of the hairpin, but that doesn't work. He's looking at the inside going up over the hill, and that might well work. He is alongside going over the top there, and this looks like the pass. They are side by side turning in. The Aston Martin is bested, and the Celine is through, and Jarek Yanis created that one all by himself. We haven't seen anybody doing that in this race, at least not so far. Third place between Bartels and Piccini. Fabio Babini in 23, as you can see, is a long way behind, and he's got Jarek Yanis to worry about anyway. Jarek Yanis has just passed his teammate, and he is on the way down, and it was Fabrizio Gollin, I beg your pardon, not Christian Pesce. T2 Ferrari gets out of the way there, and Piccini's lining himself up for it. He's done it. He has done it on the way up the hill. Bartels didn't want to hand it over. You could see that Bartels didn't want that to happen, but I think he just took his eye off the ball for a moment there watching that Ferrari. And Piccini, very important for them in the championship, not just in this race. This is 33 though. This is second place. This is the next target for Andrea Piccini, but you have to say, is it a target too far? Is the number 23 car of Babini a bit too far? And there he goes again. That was the move he pulled last time, and it worked. And is it going to happen for him this time? Babini doesn't want it to. Smokes the tyres. He's not giving it up that easily. Babini in the 23 car, now on the wrong side of the track, but now he'll be on the right side as they turn right. He's got the line, but Yanis has the position, and Jarek Yanis drove all the way round the outside to get there. You can't do that at Dijon. Read the book and it'll tell you that to recover here, but Jarek Yanis, it might get there, but there definitely seems to be a problem with those cars on those tyres. This is Maserati versus Celine, Yanis versus Bartels, and this is a pass. Look at it skating around under brakes, but he's pulled it off. He late braked the Maserati, much heavier Maserati, remember, carrying a big weight penalty, and the Celine only with 5 kilos on board. So you could see the advantage there going round the outside the Racing Club Bratislava Porsche, and Michael Bartels already losing ground to Jarek Yanis, who is 1 and 2 seconds a lap quicker than anybody else on this racetrack at the moment, depending on whether he's stuck behind someone or not, and how often he gets stuck behind a man. And this is it then for Davis and for Thomas Biaggi, despite the drive-through penalty, which did cost them 20 seconds. There is the checkered flag. Jamie Davis crosses the line to win this 6th round of the FIA GT Championship at Dijon at the end of 500 kilometres and not 3 hours. We're about 10 minutes early on the clock, but that is maximum race distance.